I've been thinking about something lately that I want to share with you. It's about time. Not just any time, but your time. The minutes that slip through your fingers every single day while you're busy making other plans, while you're waiting for the perfect moment, while you're postponing your dreams for tomorrow. Let me tell you something that changed my life many years ago. I was broke, behind on my promises, and frankly going nowhere fast. And then someone asked me a simple question: what are you doing with your time? I thought I was busy. I thought I was working hard. But the truth was, I was just putting in time. There's a massive difference between putting in time and making time work for you. See, most people have it backwards. They think time is something that happens to them. They say things like, I don't have time, or where did the time go? But here's what I learned. Time is the raw material of life. You can either waste it or use it. You can let it slip away or you can invest it. And the fascinating thing is, we all get the same amount. Rich or poor, young or old, we all get 24 hours in a day. The difference isn't in the time we have, it's in what we do with it. Now, I want you to think about your day yesterday. Really think about it. What did you do with those 40 minutes? How many of them were invested in your future? How many were spent on activities that moved you closer to your goals? How many were wasted on things that don't matter? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people can't answer these questions because they're not paying attention. They're sleepwalking through life, letting the minutes pile up into hours, the hours into days, the days into years, and before they know it, they're at the end of their life wondering where it all went. I'm not trying to depress you. I'm trying to wake you up. Because once you understand that every minute is an opportunity, everything changes. Every minute is a chance to learn something new. Every minute is a chance to improve your skills. Every minute is a chance to build better relationships. Every minute is a chance to move toward your dreams instead of away from them. But here's what happens with most people. They waste the morning, and then they say, well, I'll start fresh after lunch. Then they waste the afternoon, and they say, I'll start tomorrow. Then they waste tomorrow, and they say, I'll start Monday. Then they waste the week, and they say, I'll start next month. And the months turn into years, and the years turn into decades, and suddenly they're old and full of regret, wondering why their life didn't turn out the way they hoped. Don't let that be you. Don't let another day slip by without making it count. Because here's the thing about time, G, you can't save it. You can't put it in a bank. You can't stockpile it for later. You either use it or lose it. Right now, at this very moment, you're spending time. The question is, what are you buying with it? Let me share something with you about how I learned to make every minute work for me. When I was young and struggling, I used to think that successful people had some kind of secret. I thought they knew something I didn't know. And I was right, but it wasn't what I expected. The secret wasn't some complicated formula or some hidden knowledge. The secret was simply this: they value their time. Successful people understand that time is their most precious resource. They guard it jealously. They don't let other people steal it from them. They don't waste it on trivial pursuits. They invest it deliberately and strategically in activities that have the highest return. They read instead of watching mindless television. They learn instead of gossiping. They work on their goals instead of complaining about their circumstances. And here's something else I noticed. Successful people understand the power of small improvements over time. They know that you don't have to make massive changes overnight. You just have to make better use of your minutes. If you can improve just 1% each day, do you know where you'll be in a year? You'll be 30, 7 times better than you are today. 37 times! And all it took was making slightly better choices with your minutes. But most people don't believe in small improvements. They want the lottery ticket. They want the big break. They want success to fall into their lap without effort. And so they waste their minutes waiting for something magical to happen, not realizing that the magic is in the minutes themselves. The magic is in the compound effect of small, consistent actions over time. Think about it this way. Let's say you decide to read for just 30 minutes a day. That doesn't seem like much, does it? But in a year, that's 182 hours of reading. That's enough to read approximately 25 books depending on their length. Now, do you think reading 25 good books might change your life? Do you think it might give you new ideas, new perspectives, new strategies? Of course it would! But most people won't do it because 30 minutes doesn't seem significant enough. They don't see the connection between the minutes and the results. And that's the problem. We live in an instant gratification society. We want results now. We want success now. We want wealth now. But life doesn't work that way. Life rewards patience. Life rewards consistency. Life rewards the person who understands that making every minute count, day after day, week after week, month after month, is the real path to extraordinary results. Now, let me ask you something. What would happen if you took control of just 1 hour of your day, just 60 minutes? What if you dedicated that hour to working on yourself, to reading, to learning, to developing new skills, to working on your side business, to exercising, to planning your future? Do you think that might make a difference? In a week, that's 7 hours. In a month, that's 30 hours. In a year, that's 365 hours of focused self-improvement. That's 9 full work weeks! Imagine what you could accomplish with 9 weeks of focused effort on your most important goals. But here's what most people do instead. They come home from work and they're tired. So they collapse on the couch and watch television for 3 or 4 hours. They scroll through social media. They waste their evening, the most precious time they have, the time when they could be investing in their future. And then they wonder why their life isn't changing. They wonder why they're stuck in the same place year after year. I'm going to tell you something that might sting a little, but it's the truth. You can't change your life without changing how you use your time. You can't have a better future without investing time in that future today. You can't become a better person without spending time on personal development. You can't build wealth without investing time in learning about money and creating value. You can't have better relationships without investing time in the people who matter to you. Everything you want requires time. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to turn off the television? Are you willing to wake up earlier? Are you willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term success? Because that's what it takes. That's what making every minute work for you really means. Let me tell you about the concept of return on time. You see, every activity you engage in has a different return. Some activities give you a negative return. They take time away and give you nothing back. Other activities give you a small return. They're okay, but they're not moving you forward significantly. And then there are high return activities. These are the activities that compound over time and create massive results in your life. The problem is, most people spend the majority of their time on low return or negative return activities. They spend hours watching television, which gives them nothing except entertainment that fades the moment it's over. They spend hours in gossip and drama, which actually makes their life worse. They spend hours worrying about things they can't control, which drains their energy and gives them nothing in return. But what if you started focusing on high return activities? What if every day you asked yourself, what's the best use of my time right now? What activity will give me the highest return? And then you did that activity. Do you see how revolutionary that would be? Do you see how your life would transform? High return activities are things like reading, learning new skills, exercising, building relationships, working on your business, planning your future, solving important problems. These are the activities that compound. These are the activities that pay dividends for years to come. A book you read today might give you an idea that changes your life. A skill you develop today might open up opportunities you can't even imagine. A relationship you invest in today might be the connection that transforms your future, but you have to be intentional. You have to be disciplined. You have to protect your time like it's the most valuable thing you have, because it is. Money can be made again. Opportunities can come back around. But time, once it's gone, is gone forever. You can't get back the hour you just wasted. You can't recover the day you let slip away. You can't reclaim the years you spent drifting without purpose. And here's another thing I want you to understand. Successful time management isn't about being busy. I see so many people who are busy all the time, running around, stressed out, overwhelmed, but they're not making progress. They're just busy being busy. They've confused activity with achievement. They've mistaken motion for progress. Making every minute work for you isn't about cramming more into your day. It's about being strategic. It's about identifying what really matters and focusing your time and energy there. It's about saying no to the good so you can say yes to the great. It's about understanding that you can't do everything, but you can do the right things. I learned this lesson the hard way. For years, I was busy with all sorts of activities. I was going to meetings, doing favors for people, getting involved in this and that. And I felt productive because I was always doing something. But when I looked at my results, I wasn't getting anywhere. My bank account wasn't growing. My skills weren't improving. My goals weren't getting closer. Then I had a wake-up call. I realized that I was spending my time on other people's priorities instead of my own. I was letting urgent things crowd out important things. I was reacting to life instead of creating it. And once I understood that, I made a decision. I decided to take control of my time. I decided to make every minute count. I started by identifying my goals. What did I really want? Where did I want to be in 5 years, 10 years? Then I worked backwards. What would I need to do to get there? What skills would I need to develop? What knowledge would I need to acquire? What relationships would I need to build? And then I scheduled time for these high priority activities. I treated them like appointments that couldn't be broken. You know what happened. My life started to change. Not overnight, but steadily. Each day, I was a little better than the day before. Each week, I was making progress toward my goals. Each month, I could see the compound effect of my efforts. And within a few years, I was in a completely different place. Not because I got lucky, not because someone gave me a break, but because I learned to make every minute work for me. Now, I want to talk about something that holds most people back, the illusion that they have plenty of time. Young people especially fall into this trap. They think they have all the time in the world, so they waste their 20s. They party, they procrastinate, they postpone their dreams. And then they wake up at 30, 40, and they realize that time moved faster than they thought. They realize that the years they wasted are gone forever. But here's the thing. You don't know how much time you have. None of us do. We like to think we'll live to a ripe old age, but that's not guaranteed. What is guaranteed is that you have right now, this moment, this minute. And what you do with it matters. It's creating your future whether you realize it or not. I want you to develop a sense of urgency about your life. Not panic, not stress, but urgency. Understand that your time is limited and precious. Understand that every day that passes is a day you can't get back. Understand that if you want your life to be different, you have to start making different choices with your minutes right now. Today, not someday. Let me give you some practical strategies for making every minute work for you. First, start your day with intention. Before you get caught up in the whirlwind of activity, take a few minutes to plan your day. What are your priorities? What absolutely must get done? What would make today a success? Write it down. Be clear. Be specific. Because if you don't plan your day, someone else will plan it for you, and their priorities will become your priorities. Second, eliminate time wasters. We all have them. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's television. Maybe it's certain people who drain your energy. Maybe it's busy work that feels productive, but doesn't actually move you forward. Identify what's stealing your time and cut it out. Be ruthless. Your future depends on it. Third, batch similar activities together. Don't jump from one type of task to another. If you need to make phone calls, make them all at once. If you need to respond to emails, set aside a specific time for it. If you need to run errands, do them all in one trip. This saves enormous amounts of time that's usually lost in switching between different types of activities. Fourth, learn to say no. This is huge. Most people say yes to everything and everyone, and then they wonder why they don't have time for their own goals. You have to protect your time. You have to be willing to disappoint people sometimes. You have to understand that every yes to someone else might be a no to yourself. So be selective. Say yes to things that align with your goals and values, and politely say no to everything else. Fifth, use waiting time productively. You're going to spend time waiting in your life, waiting in line, waiting at the doctor's office, waiting in traffic. Instead of wasting this time, use it. Carry a book. Listen to educational audio. Think about your goals. Plan your next move. Those little pockets of time add up to hours over the course of a week. Sixth, invest in learning every single day. Make it non-negotiable. Whether it's reading for 30 minutes, listening to a podcast, watching an educational video, or taking a course, commit to learning something new every day. This is how you stay sharp. This is how you grow. This is how you increase your value in the marketplace. And over time, this daily investment in learning will pay enormous dividends. Seventh, take care of your health. I know this might seem off topic, but it's not. If you're sick, tired, or run down, every minute takes more effort. You're not as sharp. You're not as productive. You're not as creative. But if you're healthy and energetic, you can accomplish twice as much in half the time. So invest time in exercise. Invest time in eating well. Invest time in sleep. These aren't luxuries. They're essentials for making every minute count. Eighth, build routines and systems. Successful people don't rely on motivation or willpower to get things done. They build routines that make high-return activities automatic. They have a morning routine that starts their day right. They have an evening routine that sets them up for success the next day. They have systems for managing their work, their finances, their relationships. These routines and systems free up mental energy and ensure that important things get done consistently. Ninth, review your time regularly. At the end of each week, look back. How did you spend your time? What worked? What didn't? Where did you waste time? Where could you have been more effective? This regular review helps you get better and better at managing your most precious resource. It helps you spot patterns. It helps you make adjustments. It keeps you honest with yourself. And 10th, remember that rest is not waste. This is important. Making every minute work for you doesn't mean grinding yourself into the ground. It doesn't mean never taking a break. Rest, recreation, and relaxation are high return activities when done intentionally. They recharge your batteries. They restore your creativity. They keep you balanced. The key is to rest deliberately, not to collapse from exhaustion. There's a big difference. Now, I want to talk about the long game. See, when you start making every minute count, you're not going to see dramatic results immediately. The first day you read instead of watching television, nothing will seem different. The first day you get up early to work on your goals, you won't be rich. The first day you invest time in learning a new skill, you won't be an expert. And this is where most people quit. They try for a day, a week, maybe a month, and when they don't see huge results, they give up. They go back to their old habits. They convince themselves that it doesn't matter. But they're wrong. It matters enormously. The results are just delayed. They're building up beneath the surface, invisible for now, but real and powerful nonetheless. Think of it like this. If you planted a bamboo seed, you could water it and care for it every day for 5 years and see nothing. Nothing above the ground anyway. But in the 5th year, that bamboo shoots up 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Did it grow 90 feet in 6 weeks? No, it was growing the entire time, building a massive root system underground that would support its dramatic growth. Your life is the same way. When you make every minute count, when you invest your time wisely day after day, you're building a foundation. You're developing skills, gaining knowledge, creating opportunities, building relationships. And for a while it might not show, people might not notice. You might not even notice. But keep going. Keep investing. Keep making those minutes count. Because I promise you, if you stay consistent, the results will come. And when they do, people will call it an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it was every minute of every day working for you. Let me tell you what happens when you master this. When you truly learn to make every minute work for you, your entire life transforms. You become more productive, but not in a stressed, overwhelmed way. You become productive in a calm, focused, powerful way. You start accomplishing in months what used to take you years. You start seeing opportunities that other people miss because your mind is clear and focused instead of scattered and distracted. Your confidence grows because you're keeping your promises to yourself. You're doing what you said you would do. You're becoming the person you want to be. And that creates a positive spiral. Success breeds success. Progress breeds progress. The better you get at using your time, the better your results. And the better your results, the more motivated you are to keep going. Your stress decreases because you're no longer constantly behind, constantly reacting, constantly overwhelmed. You're in control. You're ahead of the game. You're creating your life instead of letting life happen to you. And that sense of control, that sense of agency, is incredibly powerful and freeing. Your relationships improve because you're present. When you're with people, you're really with them. Not distracted, not thinking about all the things you should be doing. And you also become more valuable to others because you're constantly growing and improving. You have more to offer. You can help more. You can contribute more. Your income increases because you're more valuable in the marketplace. You've been investing in yourself, developing skills, gaining knowledge, creating value. And the marketplace rewards value. The more value you can create, the more you can earn. It's a simple equation, but most people never figure it out because they're too busy wasting their time on things that don't increase their value. But perhaps most importantly, you'll reach the end of your life without regret. You'll be able to look back and know that you made the most of your time. You didn't waste it. You didn't squander your opportunities. You lived fully. You grew constantly. You contributed meaningfully. And that's worth more than all the money in the world. So here's my challenge to you. Starting right now, at this very moment, make a decision. Decide that you're going to make every minute count. Decide that you're not going to waste another day, another hour, another minute. Decide that your time is precious and you're going to treat it that way. Decide that you're going to invest your time in activities that move you toward your goals, that improve your life, that make you better. This isn't going to be easy. Old habits die hard. You're going to be tempted to slip back into your old ways. You're going to want to hit the snooze button. You're going to want to watch just one more episode. You're going to want to scroll through social media for just a few more minutes. But when those temptations come, remember this conversation. Remember that your life is slipping away 1 minute at a time. Remember that you have the power to choose what you do with those minutes. Remember that every minute is either working for you or against you. There's no neutral. Make every minute work for you. Not some of them. Not most of them. Every single one. Be intentional. Be deliberate. Be strategic. Treat your time like the precious, irreplaceable resource it is. And if you do this, if you really commit to this, I promise you that your life will change in ways you can barely imagine right now. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you'll look back at this moment as the turning point, the moment when you stopped drifting and started driving, the moment when you took control of your time and therefore took control of your life. Your life is happening right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect, right now. And what you do with this moment and the next moment and the moment after that is creating your future. So make it count. Make every minute work for you. Your future self will thank you for it.